The legends were real. The stories were wilder. And now it's time to talk about it. This is Wrestling Real Talk. And now your hosts, A.T. Huck and Rude Boy.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? Man, we're back once again right here on Wrestling Real Talk, baby. Feeling good today right now in the neighborhood. That's what I'm doing. I am. I'm feeling so fine. I'm feeling like red wine, sitting next to my partner in crime, the one and only king of the indie refs, the legendary A.T. Huck. What's up, Hucky Bear? How you doing, homie?
What's up? Thank you for that great introduction as always. You know, and I always appreciate it, man. But I'm ready to get back into it, talk about this history.
Oh, yeah, you know, we're going to talk about the history of JCW, but we also got to touch on a few other things. One, I would like to say to all of the wrestling fans out there, please continue prayers and positive vibes to Abdullah the Butcher, and also to Mr. the Captain, Mike Rotunda, who suffered a massive heart attack, and there was some confusion that he was in hospice. Barry Windham, who is his brother-in-law, he didn't accidentally. He thought his brother-in-law was in hospice, man. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? It's no big deal. Yeah,
that's what he was told.
Right. He was told that, and he wanted to share that with the fans. And so, give him a break, man.
Mike Rotunda, IRS, for those who don't know him as Mike Rotunda.
Yes, a WWE Hall of Famer.
Yes. But also part of the Varsity Squad.
The
Kevin
US
Sullivan.
Express with his brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Barry Windham, that was in the WWF.
Absolutely.
Former WWF Tag Team Champions.
Former WWF Tag Team Champions and the original owners of the song, I Am a Real American.
Exactly.
Yes.
Before Hulk Hogan, they would come out to that.
They would come out to that.
Remember Kobo.
Yep.
Them coming out to that.
It's true. And Mike Rotunda, I always liked him. I always did. And he'd always be going against Dory Funk Jr.
Exactly.
For the Western States.
In Detroit, it was for the Florida Championship in Kobo.
I was there too.
Dory Funk, Mike Rotundo,
And they had a good match.
Yep. And of course, we can't leave out his sons.
Oh, of course.
Bo Dallas.
Yes, Bo Dallas. And the other one, rest in peace, the
Fiend.
The Fiend, man. I'm trying to think of his real name.
I'm struggling too, man. And I hate that, man. That's terrible that we can't think of his name right now. It's pretty bad. But I know the reason why for me.
Me too,
the
man.
magic sticks.
Hey, man. Hey, man. This shit is like Cheech and Chong in here tonight.
Exactly.
It really is.
But you get the point. You know who we're talking about.
Thanks to
Bray Wyatt.
Thanks to our
producers. There we go. Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, man.
That's right.
Rest in peace, man. He'd gone too soon, man. Gone way too fucking soon.
Yeah, that was tragic.
And they were doing the induction for him in the Hall of Fame and stuff, and I have a problem with that. Because I think it was too soon, man. I really do. I don't think it should be like there shouldn't be, because you died, you just go there.
Get it, yeah.
Right. So if that's the case, where the fuck is Sabu's induction?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Where's Tracy Smothers' induction?
Right.
These guys who changed the business. But I'm not taking nothing away from Bray Wyatt. He was one of my favorite characters. I loved him.
In recent years,
Yes.
But also, I don't think Furpo was in it, is he?
No.
Yeah, Pampero Furpo, the eighth wonder of the world.
Right, no doubt.
He hasn't been gone that long.
No, it's true.
So, yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's true. I mean, give these guys...
And no disrespect to, Bray Wyatt.
No,
but
exactly.
I see what you're talking about.
Right.
Right.
You got to get those reps in. You got to get those years in. He was there for a good 10...
And the thing is, if he was still alive, he would not be eligible.
Or well, he would be eligible because Rey Mysterio still wrestles. And
Well, Rey
he's in there.
Mysterio's been around a long time.
Right,
a lot longer than Bray Wyatt in the business.
But you're right. He wouldn't be considered.
Yeah, not yet.
Not eligible.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be considered. They'd be like, why would we do that?
Yeah, he's
you know
he'd still be doing his thing right now. I don't think Bray Wyatt would be
you know who
at
I
all.
feel is deserving of a what's that?
You don't think he would be retired?
Oh hell no!
Bray Wyatt?
Oh hell no! He was just
he'd
getting
be-
back
if-
into the swing.
He might
of
be in
things.
AEW or something.
But he may be.
You know, something
he
like
may
that.
be.
But he wouldn't be done.
No.
Ready to be in anybody's Hall of Fame.
He still had a lot to offer to the business too, you know. But I'll tell you who I would say deservedly should be a consideration for the Hall of Fame, and I don't know why this popped in my head, but it's Natalya Neidhart, man. You know, she paid her fucking dues.
Yeah,
she was in there.
yeah.
She's did everything there.
Yeah, she's probably the longest reigning, I won't say reigning champion, but woman in the division. I'll
And
put it that
yes,
way.
yes, she's still there, and they don't know what to do with her. And man, send her off.
I never thought she had a good run as champion.
No,
You know what I mean? I thought she deserved better than they did with her when she was champion.
right,
You know,
right,
they were
right.
very short,
Yes,
not memorable.
right, right. No
you know?
doubt, no doubt.
And I don't think that was her fault.
Right, and she was talent. She's talent all fucking day long, all day long, and she's not bad on the eyes either. You know,
Right. But recently she's been doing some things where she's been pretty brutal.
Yes,
You know,
yeah,
and, she hasn't shown that on Raw
right,
or SmackDown, whatever one she was a part of.
right.
But
right.
yeah, she, it was pretty. What was the name of it? It was some type of Fight Club type style.
I don't remember,
I
but
can't
I do know
remember
what
that.
you're talking
Yeah,
about, but I
yeah.
just don't remember it.
Right.
It was so good, I don't remember.
Hey, you don't remember?
That's how good it was. Anyways, back to wrestling.
Man, we
real
went
talk.
off the rails.
We
didn't
did go off on the rails, but this is important that, when it's here and it's fresh and it's on our minds, once again, man, shout out and prayers to Mike Rotunda and his family during this difficult time. Just keep them in your thoughts and prayers, man. We don't want to lose another brother in the wrestling business. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Now, back to what we were talking about. JCW, Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which continues to this very day with the Lunacy product. And let me tell you something. I want to talk a little bit about that a little later because I still want to continue our conversation from the last episode. And by the way, thank you guys for joining us again for the second part 2 of the history of JCW told by A.T. Huck and Rude Boy. That we were there from day one. Now, and neither one of us are there now. Anyways, that's okay though. That's okay.
Where did we leave off? Or are we starting fresh?
Well, I'm just telling you right now where we left off with some of the odd things that we seen there, and different. Like you said, Todd Bridges and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, in the very first volume of JCW, Vanilla Ice all of a sudden.
Vanilla Ice.
He wasn't announced or anything. He just, because we had set it up. It was a good surprise, great surprise.
Yep.
Flew him into Cleveland, and he just did a run-in, busted Pondo over the head with the stop sign, and that was it, man. And it was like, holy shit, that's fucking Vanilla
I
Ice.
don't think I was there for that one.
And it was Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
What was that? Was it Volume 2? Volume 2, okay. Thank you, Carlito. But anyways, like, that was one of those moments where you're like, holy shit.
Right.
And
This is one too, Rudy. At St. Andrews.
Okay.
Slash was like a timekeeper.
It's a Slash.
From Guns N' Roses. Slash.
Yes.
I look over there and he's sitting there at the timekeeper's table to ring the bell. And nobody had smartened me up that he was going to do it, so I didn't acknowledge him until I saw him look at maybe Joe or something. Like, why wasn't I telling him to ring the bell?
That wasn't Slash.
That wasn't Slash?
No.
Are you serious?
We got a look-alike.
Oh my God! I got worked all these years.
We got a look-alike, bro.
I thought that was really Slash.
We got a fucking look-alike. We did.
Man, my mind is blown.
I swear to God.
You never told me that until this moment.
We never
brought it up.
We never talked about it.
Well, that's even weirder.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought it was him. Now, all these years later, well, how long ago was that now?
I mean, Michael Jackson was there too, right?
No, I don't remember
you
that.
do remember that Michael Jackson was there.
No,
RuPaul was there.
No.
That's right. Yeah.
I missed all that, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Hogan. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All
my
this
goodness.
time, I thought that was really Slash.
Oh,
what was
man.
that, 25 years ago?
At least.
Something like that.
Something, yeah. Something to that effect. My body
hilarious.
tells me it's more like 55 years ago
That's
because
hilarious.
I'm beat up.
Oh, my God.
But anyways, so, you
That's still a weird one.
But not only did we do it there, we did it in a couple other spots when we were on tour and stuff. We'd give flavor like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like people would be like, "What the fuck? That's Slash?" No, that was our fucking roadie or whatever. No, that was Squeaky. That was Squeaky. Wait a minute. Yeah, because we didn't hire him. We hired Michael Jackson. Squeaky was one of our fucking road guys, man.
Okay.
And man, I don't know whatever happened to Squeaky, man, but he was a good dude. He was from Denver, and he was just a positive cat. And he always had that long hair.
Hair
and
like
stuff.
that, he looked just like him.
And then we got the top hat.
The whole gimmick.
Leather.
The whole gimmick.
The whole thing, man. Yes.
So it went over my head.
It went over a lot of people's heads. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we always tried to give some kind of weird flavor like that, and that was like people would, historians in the business would shit on the product because it was in a different.
Well, it wasn't traditional wrestling.
It wasn't.
You know what I mean? They, JCW put their own spin, so to speak, on everything.
Absolutely.
You had Cactus Sack, and Terry Flunk. Wasn't it Terry Flunk? Drunk Terry Funk. So yeah, they always did things a little different, like the Evil Dead. They did that before anybody.
It's true. I mean, and
I wanted
now,
to book the Evil Dead. I remember that.
What's my man's name? The Canadian guy, PCO. Is that his name?
Right.
PCO. That's the Evil Dead, bro. I mean,
he doesn't act dead.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
The Evil Dead would just be slumped over the ropes and that type of thing.
Right. And I
think PCO is more like Frankenstein.
Yeah. By the way, man, I do like PCO. He's one of my favorite wrestlers.
He's like,
shout out
feels no pain.
Shout out to Scott D'Amore. Scott D'Amore, when you gonna join your homies, man, here on Wrestling Real Talk?
Man. I forgot to send him a
I'm
message.
sending him one right now, publicly. Damn it, we're your homies. We love you, man. We support you. We support Maple Leaf Wrestling, man. We love you, Scott D'Amore. Much love, and man, get your ass on here so we can talk about when you challenged James Toney on the Squared Circle show. Right there, he told Jackie Callan, "Go ahead and get James Toney because I'll kick his ass all over
Scott
the palace." Yes.
Oh,
and I got the video to prove
nice.
it. It's true. Yes, indeed. So, anyways, Evil Dead was one of these characters. And what was great? Like, Honky Tonk Man was like, oh my God, Vince would love this. He would love this character. He would love it. And the person who was playing it really wasn't into wrestling.
Right. He was just doing it
to have
fun.
But he
did a good job.
Did an excellent job over and over. And one night, he had to work King Kong Bundy. And Bundy didn't like that he had to put him over.
Okay.
And Bundy gave him a fucking sucker punch right to the face. split his whole eyebrow wide open, man. It was nasty. It was a nasty cut.
Bundy was a dick, huh?
He was a real asshole, bro.
I'm just gonna say it.
I mean, real.
He was
talk,
never cool to me either.
Right.
You know, the times that I was around him and reffed his matches.
Yeah, he always had a chip on his shoulder whenever I seen him. You know.
Right.
And you know, like when when after Abdullah, you know, we had our cage match. I did something to my neck. I fucked up my neck.
Mm-hmm.
So the ambulance were like, man, we're going to take you to the hospital. And in the dressing room, King Kong Bundy's looking at me. He's saying, don't go. And I'm like, well, why? Why don't go? You know, I'm freaking out. My neck, I can't feel my arms. What the fuck? I'm scared. And he says, don't give him the pleasure of sending you to the hospital. Talking about Abdullah.
Oh.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, man?
He'd rather you risk your health.
They're putting a fucking neck brace on me, and you're telling me this? Man, are you fucking kidding? Man.
Get the fuck out. Excuse me, people.
So that night, it was crazy because that night on a JCW show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Rave. That's the name of the place, right? Yeah. Man, one of the greatest venues of all time. We sold that motherfucker out. Standing room only, packed the fuck it out. Me and Abdullah the Butcher in a fucking steel cage match. Joe and Joey in a fucking steel cage match with, I don't even know I don't even remember who they wrestle. Who? Isham. No, that was it. That was the other one from Volume 3. But that's a good one though. But anyways, man, it was a packed house. It was a good night. Everyone was feeling good. And that night, all I remember was being in the emergency room in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and seeing Briar Wellington get wheeled in. Shaggy 2 Dope wheeled in. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened?
What happened?
You know? Everybody got hurt, man, you know, in some different way.
Yeah.
And speaking of getting really hurt, you know, I got really hurt several times, but it wasn't because the Juggalos hated me, because they always loved Rude Boy. And I appreciate that to this day when I get messages from Juggalos from around the world and they tell me that, you know, that I'm a legend and that I'm a big part of their history. That, you know, that's a big deal to me, and I love you, Juggalos, and I miss you. But back to what I was saying, that, you know, damn it, I lost my train of thought.
It wasn't my fault this time.
I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't your fault. It was my fault. But no. Here's the deal. Like, I want to get these words out right. That night, that tour, the cats that were on that tour that were in that fucking ER with me. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, speaking of real getting hurt for real. Mm-hmm. The Juggalos never wanted to hurt Rude Boy. It was always the opponent of Rude Boy. So there'd always be shit being thrown from different angles of the fucking... I'm like, whoa.
You know? In the line of fire.
Exactly. And there was one night I'll never forget for the rest of my life, because I still... It actually contributed to... I'm legally blind in my left eye. You know that. Mm-hmm. And this helped contribute to it many years ago. Someone threw a quarter at Pondo, and he ducked, and it hit me right dead in my eye and blew out my eye. Ooh. I've never felt pain like that ever. I fell to my knees. I screamed, and everyone thought it was just a work, you know, so no one's doing nothing, you know. Billy and everyone's just kind of standing around, you know. Yeah. And I'm freaking out. And then when I go in the back, they see my eyes like,
just all fucked up.
Disgusting. You know, it's all bloodshot and fucking.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they send me to the hospital. The hospital, man, they're like, what the fuck, man? Thankfully, it was. I got
threw it pretty hard.
Oh
Man.
yeah, I mean, when you're not expecting it and you just turn around and ding, it's real fucking trauma. It really is. Thank God I didn't lose vision then. However, throughout the years I did.
Yes. Attributed to that.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining about that, man, because I'm not complaining about any of the health issues that I have from my wrestling days because, man, you know what? It was a privilege and a pleasure to do that. And you know what else was a privilege and a pleasure to do was to be the booker of JCW. And there were many phases of bookers throughout the years of JCW, starting with the young lad we talked about on last week's show, part one. Brian Gorey, the young man. He had an ear right on the streets of indie wrestling.
Right, he was all into the tape trading, so he knew who was out there.
Absolutely. Yep. Then it moved on from him, and then it moved on to Joe. Joe Bruce, and Joe Bruce. The thing with Joe back then was he was trying to juggle a platinum career,
right?
Which Insane Clown Posse are a platinum.
Heyday, the peak.
They are a platinum artist band,
right? And
yes, during the heyday and during the peak, and he was trying to juggle that, and then he was trying to juggle, home life and all of that stuff, and he just simply couldn't do it. And then along came, if my history reminds me, along came Kevin Gill. And Kevin Gill, once again, is a great mind for wrestling. Me and Kevin, we fell out many years ago, and we still haven't reconciled. And I really hope and wish in the very near future we can, because I don't even know why we really fell out. I know I took I didn't take his job. I was given his job when he was let go from JCW and the booking that he did. I was brought in. So I didn't hope that contributed to it, but all of a sudden one day he was off of my Instagram and he was off of my Facebook and blocked everything.
Blocked
and I'm like,
shit, huh?
And I'm like, man,
what happened?
I don't know what happened. And anyways, Kevin Gill, and to this very day, he's still very much involved in wrestling. You can hear
the East Coast.
Yeah, I mean, he's on Triller TV all the fucking time, and I'm proud that he is, man, because he's a good announcer, a good analyst, good announcer, and good for him. I'm done kissing Kevin Gill's ass. Anyways, no, Kevin Gill, if you're out there, man, hey, man, God bless you, brother. I hope you're well. Then, and Kevin Gill, once again, he would bring in names that we never heard of. Who the fuck is Kevin Steen? Who the fuck is that? Joe would be like, what the fuck? Who is he?
Yeah, he's a Ring of Honor mark.
Bro, he brought in so many people that are names today that we were like, who the fuck are these people? And they went on to these great big careers.
Right.
So Kevin Gill was smart about that. Now, I don't know why him and the company fell out. I really don't. I just know one day I was offered the job.
It wasn't that Invisible Man match.
I would have fired me if I fucking booked a fucking
some
Invisible
crazy
Man
booking like
bullshit.
that. I thought I got that from you.
No,
I didn't.
No, not
okay. Well,
not
I could
me.
be wrong then.
Not me,
I
bro.
thought that was the reason why.
But
some crazy booking.
But I would. What do you call it? Me personally, I would fire myself if I booked that bullshit.
Me too.
But anyways, then I got the book, and let me tell you something. The book sounds easy. It's not when you're trying to please
Joe.
That was out of your mouth.
Right. Hey, I'm telling the truth.
You said it, brother. Wrestling Real Talk.
Right.
Wrestling
Who
real
you gonna
talk.
say?
Wrestling real talk.
I thought I was taking the words out of your mouth.
Well, in so many words you did, but I was gonna dance around it. But anyways, no, and you know what, man, Joe. Let me tell you something about Joe Bruce real quickly. Joe Bruce is a fucking modern day fucking musical genius. Mm-hmm. He's a pop culture genius. He's a fucking man who, like I said, he created this subculture known as juggalos.
Right.
Not nobody else. Not me. Not Joey. Not nobody. Not Alex. Not no. It was the mind of Joe Bruce.
Right.
And man, what an amazing fucking genius the guy is.
Oh, you gotta hand that to him. And I was around him in the early beginning.
Yes.
So I saw where he came from and, the evolution.
Exactly.
From Corporal Daniels.
Yes. Corporal Daryl Daniels.
Corporal Daryl Daniels.
Yes, sir.
Then, Hector Hatchet.
Hector Hatchet. Yes, sir.
So he's gone through many incarnations that I was involved with.
Yes.
So.
You've been involved with those guys for a long time, with all of us.
Right,
But anyways, back to, him being upset if you booked something shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, he's paying you, so he has every fucking right to do that.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost.
Oh, for sure.
And secondly, he's a man who has a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And that vision continues to this day. But after I see me and Psychopathic Records, we have a weird relationship. I came and go, come and go, come and go, come and go. Anyways, we took another break, me and Psychopathic. And so they gave the book to Corporal Robinson.
Exactly.
And Corporal Robinson, to my knowledge, was not very good. He was not very good with the book. He was not very good with the shit he handled, there were accusations, of theft and whatnot. And but neither here nor there. I can't speak on it because I wasn't there.
Right, that's what I was about to say. I heard rumors.
Right, and those are. And by the way, exactly.
Right.
These are just what came off of the streets. There was nothing factual that I can say that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's wrestling real talk. And by the way, me and Corporal Robinson, man, everyone knows about the feud we had, and he's another guy I never got to bury the hatchet with, and he's the guy that, let me tell you something, man. When I was on tour with that guy, anytime you needed something done, he'd get that shit done. Mm-hmm. He would. Mm-hmm. He'd get it done in a heartbeat, man. Unfortunately, he had demons, man.
Yeah.
He had his, demons and they would bring out a side of him that you'd be like, who the fuck is this guy?
Right.
But for the most part, man, the memories that I have of him and I were always good.
Oh yeah, and I go way back with Corporal, man. I had some of the best matches ever. Let
me also say this, Huck, while it's on my mind, that when we were booked to go against each other, we were how do you say this? We were instructed to go to the jugular when we did our promos against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the ones that I cut on him really cut hard. I mean, because I shouldn't have done it because it was a low blow, man. But I talked about his drug addiction and how his teeth were missing and shit. And
damn, you went hard.
I went hardcore, man, and then he started dogging me to the different websites and how I can't wrestle and all this shit, and so it was a pissing contest between him and I. Not me. but because I cut him really bad by that promo. And we were scheduled to wrestle each other at JCW at Bloody Mania, and it was cool, man. Me and Carlito, we get in the golf cart and we're driving through the gathering, and there's just these giant billboard posters of me and Corp because we've had this back
feud,
and forth
right.
feud.
And everybody
we
knew
traveled up and down the roads. I was chasing him, he was chasing me, the whole deal. We did a tour. We did a small tour of it. And anyways, we get there, and then there's some trouble with him and the company. And again, it has to do with accusations of theft. And long story short, there's talk he's got a gun and this and that, and he's coming to see me.
To see you.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Corporal Robinson, he's not supposed to be on the grounds because they kicked him out for allegedly having this gun. Okay? He somehow gets back on the grounds and whatnot. So I tell Kevin Gill, bring him into my dressing room. They had little trailers for my dressing. He comes in and he looks really bad. Really, really, really bad. And I looked him in his eyes and I said, Corp, now if they can make this happen with you, are we going to fist fight or are we going to work? Are we gonna be gentlemen or are we gonna fucking fight? Don't do me like that. If we're gonna fight, I'll fight you. I'll fist fight you. I swear before God I will. Probably get my ass whipped. If real talk, if I'm being honest. But I'll fist fight you. But don't sucker punch me. Don't do that to me. Don't do me like that.
Right.
And don't try to do nothing funny, because I'm going to tell you this. Carlito's going to be in my corner. And you see those scissors right there? They'll be in your throat, bro. I guarantee you they will be. And he looked at me in my eyes. He said, rude boy, I love you, man. I won't do that. And I remember telling Kevin Gill, tell Joe, man, let's make the match happen. And for whatever reason, happened. I don't know, because they all left. Next thing you know, they're like, you're in the Battle Royal tonight, Rudy. And
they didn't think he was competent enough.
I don't know what they thought, but I think he got arrested. To be honest, I think he got arrested. If memory serves me right, that's not 100% though. But let me tell you this. So they put me in. They put me in with the Wolves, man, because they had me in there with Bobby Lashley and Chris Masters. And let me tell you something. Those guys were nothing fucking. They were as stiff as they could be.
Right.
And I remember
you talking
and
about
Carlito from the WWE, Carlito Colon, backed me into a corner and he was like, "Just stay behind me, and he just kept doing this. Because he could see they were fucking me up.
They were headhunting you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he just was looking out for me, man. And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life, man. That was really cool of him.
Oh, wow.
And
they were coming after you.
Exactly.
So Bobby Lashley and who else?
Chris Masters. Yes. Two
big jacked up dudes.
The biggest motherfuckers in the house. But anyways, man, I'm glad I shared the ring with those guys. They were awesome. And then they wanted to put me over in the Battle Royal. Dutch Mantell was the booker.
Okay.
Dutch Mantell took the book. And so that night he comes and he said, well, Rude Boy, since the Corp thing ain't going to work out, you're over tonight in the Battle Royal. And I was like, okay, sir. And then so I went into the dressing room, and this is a true story. They were originally scheduled to put over Zach Gowen. And Zach was in the dressing room, and I could tell something was wrong with him. I was like, what up, Zach? And he was like, hey, what's up? You know, I could tell.
They switched it on him?
They switched it on him.
Yeah, he was disappointed.
He was disappointed, and I marched straight over to Dutch Mantell, and I was like, Dutch, man, you got to put that back.
Uh-huh.
You got to put that back. And he was like, rude boy, man, are you crazy? These people want to see you over, man. You're over, man. The corp thing, what we built on, you're over. And I said, man, I don't want to do that to Zach Gowen. He's a friend of mine, man. He's a friend of mine. And I don't know if Zach knows that I did that, but I did, most certainly did. And he said, well, I think it's a bad idea. I'll talk to Joe. And then Joe was like, whatever Rudy wants, let him do it, man. You know, he knew where my heart was.
How long did you last?
I was one of the 4 left.
Okay.
I was one of the last 4 left.
Good.
And,
that made sense.
Yeah. So I
should have been down to the last 3 at least.
Well, but you know, there were 25 guys in it, so I lasted good.
Yeah, good.
And I was happy because Zach was happy, man, and that made me. I was overjoyed, man. You know.
Yeah, but that's good, man. I wish I had been there for that, but yeah, you did the right thing. You know, seeing Zach, that was early in his career. You know, was it before or after he went to the Fed?
That was before.
It was before.
No, it was after.
After. Okay.
It was after. It was after. Yes. Yeah. It was after.
Yeah. So I'm sure the crowd popped.
Oh, they loved it. They loved Zach Gowen.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know a fucking crowd that doesn't.
Right.
Deservedly so, by the way. And I'm not saying because of his handicap.
I think people have slept on Zach.
Yes.
Because he not only is he's still a good wrestler, but he has a great story.
He's got a
that
great
could be told on national television.
But
on one of the bigger platforms.
But after several interviews I've seen with him, and even Chris Carter doing interviews with him, by his own admission, when he got a chance to be at the big time working with Hogan and Vince and all them, he was too immature.
Yeah.
And by his own, but here's the thing, though.
But
here's the thing.
That story needs to be told on a major platform.
It most certainly does, like in a biopic.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that 100%. Now, back to JCW. Look, I got to tell you something, Huck. We could go on JCW for days and days and days and days and days. I do want to talk about now JCW. And now the cat is out of the fucking bag. Speaking of the cat being out of the bag. Oh, yeah. January 17th.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, man. I got lost for a second.
Oh, no. The cat is out of the bag about what I'm going to tell you about JCW.
Okay.
But I'm also spilling the beans right here for all of you Wrestling Real Talk fans. This is an exclusive that you're going to get right from the Booker's mouth himself. He's going to tell you the main event for January the 17th. Downtown, right in Mexican town at Taqueria El Rey. It is the return of International Big Time Wrestling 2026, and Mr. A.T. Huck, the booker of International Big Time Wrestling. A.T. Huck, please tell us.
Let me tell you something, Rudy. This is going to blow people's socks off. This is something we've been planning. It took a little time for us to get it together, but we finally got it together. And wrestling fans, listeners out there, this is a main event that could be on major television.
Absolutely.
And we have it right here in IBW. For the Women's Championship, Big Mama will be taking on none other than Nyla Rose.
That's right.
The Native Warrior.
That's right. AEW superstar
Nyla Rose. You're going to see it right here in IBW, January 17th at Taqueria El Rey.
And check this out. Tickets will be on sale very, very soon. There'll be perfect stocking stuffers. Hey, man, they'll be on sale right at Taqueria El Rey, coming up sooner than you think. And we will also have so much more of the card. And by the way, we can also announce the tag team championships, which will be going down. A.T. Huck, please.
That's right.
Tell them about this double main event. I mean, you just told the first one.
Another blockbuster. If you've been following us, you know that our tag team champions are the bomb.
Oh, my God.
We're talking about Caesar Asher and the Mighty Bojack.
Yes.
They will be defending their tag team titles against a legendary team, a team that spanned decades here in the state of Michigan. And we're talking about the Threat, Anthony Rivera and his partner coming back, none other than Briar Wellington.
Once again, Briar Wellington making his return back to international big-time wrestling. We're excited about that. We're excited about the Threat coming in to get their asses handed to them by the Den.
I don't know, man. They got a lot of experience, man. This is a team that goes way back. AJ Styles was once part of the Threat. So there's a lot of history. A lot of veterans are going to be in this match.
Hey, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. I stand by my team. I stand by the Den.
But you know what? As the booker, I can't be biased.
It's true.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that, the Den's going to beat these guys. Why would I put them together? You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to a competitive match, and the Den is going to have a lot to prove. Let me tell you January 17th.
Back-to-back blockbuster matches right there. We're worth the price of admission anywhere in the world today.
And those are just two of the matches.
That's just two.
Just two.
That's just two. We got so much more coming up. We'll be telling you more about that. And don't forget to visit throwdowntheater.com. But now I just want to, we're going to be closing out the show. But before we do close out the show, I want to tell you something. We're going to have to revisit JCW a little later on down in the season. However, this is part 2. But before we go, I do want to touch on the cat being out of the bag in JCW. My goodness, the blockbuster announcement, the new investor of JCW, none other than the controversial Vince Russo?
Vince Russo, unbelievable. But not so unbelievable for me, because you think about the style that Vince Russo has. Sometimes it was, kind of off the wall. The things that he would book. And that's kind of what Joe likes. We might actually see some good stuff.
I mean,
for JCW.
Shit Stain might do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Might not be a bad idea.
Yep. I've never been a fan of him.
Me either.
Never.
But JCW style is different than what you think about when you watch the WWF or WWE. Or WCW or AEW. JCW had its own flair.
Yeah, it does. It continues
the
that.
Evil Dead, characters like that that I could see Vince Russo.
But I want to tell you something. What I mean? Let me tell you something. He does have a great roster of talent to work with. I mean, you talk about a who's who of indie talent, including their world's champion. Matt Cardona is the world JC. What?
Out of the blue, he came completely covered. He had on one of the Joker costumes.
Yes. Carnival of Carnage
costume.
Yes.
And I heard the other day on Busted Open. And where he spent a lot of money to have that made. But Joe reimbursed him for the entire thing.
Well, yeah, because Joe's a class act.
Right.
Like
and
that,
he talked about how classy Joe was and how he would always work for JCW because they were such a class act.
That's big words coming
Joe's
from a big
businessman
superstar.
And the businessman that Joe is.
I mean, coming from the hottest...
That was props on Busted Open.
Coming from the hottest independent superstar in the world today, the most sought after, that's pretty high praise, man. That's pretty cool. And it doesn't surprise me, man, because that's how Joe is, man. But anyways, I look and I see, the Brothers of Construction, man. I mean, that right there is one of my favorite tag teams of all time. And legitimate brothers, too.
Yeah. I like them a lot, But I saw something the other day. I think we were watching it, and it was different. And I liked it. I liked the Outbreak. Yeah. It's kind of on the same terms of the Evil Dead, but the Evil Dead was an old school zombie movements.
Right.
These dudes are like the fast zombies.
The
Outbreak.
Yeah.
And they pulled it off the way they looked and everything, and I was impressed right off, by the Outbreak. I don't know if they have individual names or not. That kind of got by me. But the whole concept, I can see that going places.
You know what? Lunacy is I mean, it's the talk of the town, man. Mm-hmm. Like you said, I'm Busted Open, on Jim Cornette, on, you know, I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. And I'm proud to say that I'm an alumni of JCW. I continue to support from afar, but I do support. I mean, I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm a world champion who never lost the title, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'll take that to my grave. Anyways, I'm proud that, you know, we've been able to give you a brief history of JCW in these couple volumes right here, these part 1 and 2. A.T. Huck, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to say goodnight and goodbye.
But before I say bye,
yes,
we
please.
will be coming back to lunacy. You know, we'll be talking a lot more about lunacy.
Oh,
you know, and that has nothing to do with the subject matter of today.
Oh, no, because
that we talked about today, but this is going to be an ongoing thing where they're going to be more a part.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Our conversation.
Most definitely. I mean, they have to be. Yeah. I mean, look at come on, man. Look at what they're doing. The moves they're making.
Right.
Major. And let me tell you this. JBL on his podcast said publicly, "Hey, man, these guys are fucking great guys."
Yeah, I saw that as well.
These are great guys.
Right.
And you know what? That's a guy who's hard to impress.
Because he was in recently.
Yes.
You know, and did his clothesline.
Yes, he did.
Several people.
Indeed. Yeah. You never know who you're going to see at JCW.
That's what always was cool about JCW. You got to see guys that, oh, man, he's still around. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I always enjoyed that. I marked out for that.
A.T. Huck, any final words you'd like to say? Good night, goodbye, and all of that good stuff.
Yep, good night and goodbye, you know, to everybody who's listening. You know, thank you for, you know, always tuning in. And like I always say, you know, send us some messages, ask us some questions, you know, and we'd like to hear from you. You know, what do you think about the show? You know, is something you want us to hear us talk about? You know, we're open to that type of thing. But once again, you know, have a great, you know, weekend. You know, be safe, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, that's what's up right there. A.T. Huck, my partner in crime right here, doing the damn time right here on Wrestling Real Talk for you guys out there. We don't want to be any other place than right here with you guys. That's real talk. That's as real as it gets. We're thankful for the cards and letters that you send via email and Facebook and all of those good formats. And please share and tell your friends and family about us. We could sure use the help. And don't forget to visit throwdowntheater.com, throwdowntheater.com for your Christmas needs. We had some really cool stories today. And again, the big announcement that Nyla Rose is coming back to International Big Time Wrestling, where she started here in Michigan. Like to thank God for always blessing us, for us being back with you guys once again. I'd like to thank God for the blessings in my life. I'm a blessed man, and I'm blessed because of you guys, the listeners of Wrestling Real Talk, the wrestling fans of the world, man. You still continue to keep my world rolling, and that's a cool thing. So, you know how we do it, right? Each and every week right here on Wrestling Real Talk. It's an important message. It's a message that I hope you take to heart, because you most certainly should. Nobody's promised tomorrow, baby. That's right. Live for today. I love you, darling. We're not here for a long time. We are here for a good fucking time. Be good to one another. Take care of one another. Look out for your neighbor. Make somebody happy. Make somebody strong. Peace and love from the Almighty God above.
Peace.